Hello my lovelies, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for watching this video. If you find it helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel. You can also click on the notification bell if you'd like to be notified when I next upload a video. Many thanks and I hope you enjoy this video.
Hi everyone, welcome back and thank you for joining me today. What I thought I would do today is just go through some of the colours of Swarovski crystals that I have. I've got a bit of a collection, but that's mainly, collection I've built up over the years. And I was a bit naughty lately. My favourite seller, who's Sharon at glitzit.com.au, had a bit of a sale and I did buy a few more crystals. So I have a few in my collection, but as I was looking on the website and, it's always quite hard, I think, to see colours on websites because they're, especially with things like crystals, because, you can't see the bling factor, you can't see the shimmer. Where there's a colour shift with, some of their shimmer or AB crystals, you can't really see what that colour shift is because it's a static picture as opposed to a video. So what I thought I'd do is I'd just come on and show you some of the crystals that I've got. So this is my collection. I have a few, which is absolutely nowhere near the full collection of Swarovski. And 3 of these actually aren't Swarovski crystals, so I'll take those out. But what I thought I'd do is I'd bring them out and I'll pop them on little palettes. And you can see, I'll put the shades, the various shades of purple next to each other. So you can see, the difference between them. And it might just help you when you come to choosing some crystals yourself. Because a lot of the names are really accurate and truly reflect the colour of the crystals. But some of them are a little bit, I'd say, obscure, and you can't, they don't necessarily relate specifically to the colour. They look a little bit, probably not what I would have expected. Now, as I'm sure you're all aware, Swarovski no longer make these crystals. It is a pure tragedy in life. But I have heard that, I know Preciosa make some crystals, and so I'm going to try those. But having said that, Swarovskis are still available. My favourite Swarovski lady still has plenty in stock, and until the world runs out of Swarovski crystals, then I will continue to buy them, and I'm sure they'll be around for a while yet. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so what I thought I might show you first before we get into the colours is the different sizes of the crystals. Now, I don't have every size that they offer. I actually have quite, reasonably small nails and nail beds, so I don't like the really big crystals. So the largest I have is the 12, which is this one at the back. This is a 9, the middle one, and this is a 5. You do get significantly bigger crystals and you do get significantly smaller ones. I think the smallest is about 3, but, to be honest, like the 5s can be super duper fiddly. So I don't know that I personally would go any smaller than that. So this, I honestly don't know what size it is because I think with the mixed shapes, they don't particularly have a size. But just to give you a little bit of perspective, so that's a bit of a standalone, large shape crystal, and that's the various sizes next to them. So I thought that might give you a little bit of a clue as to the sizes. Yeah, so they're the main 3 sizes that I have anyway. Okay, so in terms of their clear range, you basically get 2. You get the clear, which is just perfectly clear Swarovski crystal, the classic, I guess. But then you also get the AB ones. And these AB ones reflect different colours. Hopefully the camera's picking this up because this is the kind of, reflection I'm talking about that you don't get on a still camera shot. So, basically whatever colour you pair this with, it's going to pick it up. And it's going to reflect that colour. So, yeah, that's the difference between the clear and that's the AB clear. So I think they still have it listed on their website as clear, but it's clear AB as opposed to clear. Okay, so I've got a couple of, I wouldn't say neutral, but they're kind of, they kind of are neutral. So these go really nicely on, sort of if you had neutral set nails, sort of the nudes and things like that. These just look fantastic. So this is the light Colorado topaz. And I love this. This is a lovely autumn colour as well. So given that we're coming into autumn here in Australia, I will no doubt be using those ones quite soon. They're just a lovely colour. You could probably pair them with a lot of different things, but lovely for autumn colour. This is called Greige. I think it's kind of, it's a bit of a cross between a beige and a grey. And this is lovely. It just adds a little bit of shimmer, but it's a fairly neutral colour. You could put it with just about anything. But I think with nudes in particular, that would look really lovely. Okay, so now we come to the pinks that I have in my collection. I basically have 3. So going from the lighter shade, this is Rose. This is absolutely beautiful. I love this one. It's a really nice kind of mid-pink. They do a light rose as well, which, you know, is on my wish list, of course. But this is lovely, and I do tend to wear the stronger colours rather than the pastel type colours. So for me, this is lovely. It's a really lovely mid-range kind of pink. And this is fuchsia. So this is the super, you know, the lovely, bright, really bold pink. So to see those two up next to each other. So this is Rose, and this one is the fuchsia. So, you know, they're quite similar, but the fuchsia definitely is darker. Beautiful colours, both of them. And then this is the fuchsia shimmer. So this I'm kind of hoping picks up on the camera. This is a bit of a colour shifty sort of one. When you look at it, you know, in certain lights it looks quite blue. In others it's very bold pink, and in others it's quite purpley. And this is it next to the fuchsia. So this is the standard fuchsia, and this is the fuchsia shimmer. So as you can see, there's quite a lot of difference between them. Both obviously, you know, beautiful and sparkly and lovely colours, but there's definite colour shift in the shimmer one that the fuchsia doesn't have. Okay, so leaning into the reds and orangey kind of realm. So this is light cyan. This is a lovely bright red, like this is your Christmas red, basically. It's nice and bright, quite a light red compared to this one, which is the dark cyan, which is more, it's kind of like a bit like a garnet colour, you know, it's that darker red. So this is them next to each other. This is light cyan, and this is cyan. Okay, and then sort of ranging away from the reds, it's kind of orangey, maybe on the corally side as well. This is hyacinth. This is a really pretty colour. Yeah, this, I mean, I can imagine like if you had this against a dark, you know, like a black background or something, it would just look absolutely stunning. This is really pretty. Good sort of autumn colour as well. Not quite as autumnal maybe as the light topaz, but yeah, really pretty colour. So that's it compared to the light cyan. So this definitely leans more on the orange side, whereas the light cyan leans more on the red side. Okay, so onto our greens. The brightest one that I've got in terms of lightness of colour is this one, which is called Peridot. And this is perfectly named. Like if you're familiar with the Peridot stone, that's exactly what this looks like. The colour, yeah, the name is very appropriate for this one. And it's a beautiful shade of green. It's a lovely light, bright green. The next one I have is Emerald, which again is pretty appropriately named. It's a lot darker, as you can see. Oops. We all knew that was going to happen, didn't we? Good thing they didn't go very far. So yeah, just to show you those next to each other. If I can scoop some of them up. Okay, so that's your Peridot, and that's your Emerald. So this is, you know, the Emerald's more of a sort of a bluey green, whereas the Peridot is more of a yellowish green. And then this one is one Scarabaeus green, it's called, which is an interesting name for it. It's another one that, you know, based on the name, you wouldn't necessarily pick what it looks like. It's sort of a green purple colour shift. Hopefully the camera's picking that up. So you could pair that with any sort of greens, any sort of purples. It's really pretty, but it's just a sort of a title to name that you wouldn't necessarily pick what it is. So it's a real sort of purple green colour shift, that one. Really pretty, but definitely, you know, certainly shifts in colour. Okay, so these are the blues in my collection. And I have to say that all of these are really, really appropriately named. So this is called Aquamarine. And again, a bit like Peridot, if you're familiar with the stone Aquamarine, this is, yeah, it's exactly that colour. Beautiful. I mean, I know the slight variances within those stones, but yeah, if you think of Aquamarine, that's the kind of colour you're going to think of. This is Capri Blue. It's a beautiful mid-range blue, would go with just about any shade of blue that you've got, and would pair very nicely with the Aquamarine as well. So if you wanted the two shades of blue together, that would go together really nicely. And then the third one I've got is called Denim Blue, and this is also really appropriately named. Like if you look at that, that is exactly Denim Blue. So yeah, that's a really lovely, it's a really lovely colour as well. Just don't ask me to choose my favourite, because yeah, there's just too many favourites. Oh, just realised I missed a blue. This is one that it's beautiful. I love it, but I'm not really sure that the colour's very. Sorry, the name of the colour is very descriptive. It's called Blue Zircon. To me, it's more kind of greeny teal. I absolutely love it. It's a beautiful colour, and it's not a colour shift. It's just that, you know, it's called blue zircon, and maybe it looks more blue on the camera, but to my eye, it looks more sort of, it's a real teal colour. Absolutely beautiful. But yes, I put it in with the blues because it's called Blue Zircon, so that just seemed appropriate. But yeah, really pretty colour. Okay, so we're now into our purples, and I actually have 5 different shades of purple, which is probably not surprising given that purple is my favourite colour. But I've only got 3 little white dishes, so yeah, we're just going to go with 3 and then we'll do the last 2. So this one is called Light Amethyst. Again, very, very appropriately named, really pretty, lovely pale sort of amethyst colour, pale purple. Some of these just don't want to turn over, so yeah, I just wanted to show you some of the larger stones and what that looks like. Really, really pretty. This is amethyst, so a darker version of the one that we just looked at. And again, those two would pair really nicely together if you had, you know, a little purple set going on. Your light and your dark of the same shade of purple. And this is called Purple Velvet, which again is very appropriately named. Like, it's a really rich, deep kind of purple. It's beautiful. It's just lovely. Yeah, I actually had that on. Yeah, I had some of those a couple of weeks back in a previous mani. I'm clearly going to have to do a mani with some crystals because now I'm feeling like I'm missing bling on my nails this week. But anyway, so that's some of the purples, and I'll be back with the other 2 that I have. Okay, so the last 2 that I have, I've got Tanzanite. This is Tanzanite. This is beautiful. I absolutely love this colour. Yeah, if I had to choose a favourite, I don't know. This would be a close contender. I just love it. It's a beautiful shade of purple. Yeah, we'd go with pretty much anything. It's really, really, really pretty mid-range purple. This is called Volcano. This is another one that not really sure that the name of it sort of suits it. In some ways it does. Like, it's a real colour shift, really sort of between red, purple and blue. Hopefully you can see that on the camera. It would pair beautifully with any of those colours, like, because it's sort of, depending on what light, the size of the crystal, etc., you can see all of those colours in there. Even pink sometimes. So yeah, it's a beautiful colour. It's called Volcano, and it's just, yeah, it's a real fluid colour mix in there. So the last 2 that I have to show you are actually ones that came in like a mixed pack. So sometimes, you know, Swarovski sells their crystals a variety of ways. Sometimes they're just by colour, sometimes they're colour and size. And these ones are just mixed shapes. So they're just clear crystals in mixed shapes. And as you can see, there's a variety of sizes and different shapes in here. They're all really pretty. I've used some already. Some of them are quite, you know, they're quite big. So they're really for a larger nail. So when I tend to wear them, I tend to put them on my thumb more than anything. But that's their mixed shapes clear pack that they have. And then this is a mixed darks that they had. So it's very, very, I think the sizes range from 5 to 12, if memory serves me correctly. And it's just a mixture of dark colours. Not all the same colour. There's a bit of a variety in there. So that looks a bit like a darker version of like a dark topaz sort of colour. There's a bit of a dark charcoal, dark greens in there, a few dark reds. So it's a bit of a mixed bag, you know, which is quite nice as well sometimes. It's just, you know, it just came in a pack of mixed dark colours from sizes 5 to 12. So that's what that looked like. Anyway, I hope that's helped you. As I said, you know, sometimes looking at pictures on sites and things is fine, but you can't really see that that shimmer and that colour shift. So hopefully for at least the colours that I've got, that has helped you. Thanks everyone. Take care. See you next time.